Hello, friends, and welcome back to another episode of Steel Noise Podcast. I'm Jake McEwen, and today my guest is a man who has built his life around the mountains, Billy Barker. After growing up in Western Inland Sydney and later moving to the South Coast, Billy found himself doing winters in the snow, a path that would eventually take him all over the world, chasing steep lines and backcountry powder. In his 20s, he started out as a dish pig at the Hotham pub, but eventually he became a sponsored skier, and that led him to being the director of ski patrol at the Hotham resort. He's also spent years guiding in the Himalayas, where he runs and operates a business in Kashmir, as well as guiding in Antarctica. He's worked in some of the most remote and unforgiving mountain environments on Earth, where high altitude, isolation, and unpredictable conditions are all just part of the job. We chat about that journey, the lifestyle that comes with spending most of the year in the mountains, and the experiences and people that shaped him along the way. Billy is now a Patagonia ambassador and still spends most of the year chasing winters around the globe. We had a good solid catch up, and it was a good insight into the world of Billy because he is a mountaineering expert. Billy and I sucked back a couple of delicious middies from Better Beer during our chat. So I'd like to put out a special thank you to the team over at Better Beer, the official beer sponsor of Steel Noise Podcast. All right, let's slide into today's episode with connoisseur of the backcountry, the mountain man himself, Billy Barker. Billy.
Jake.
How are you, mate?
Good, mate.
We've had a slight technical malfunction there, but we're not going to dwell on that.
No, we can get over that.
Yeah, we can get over that. Lucky we picked up on that as early as we did.
Totally. Yeah.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, no, very good.
Yeah.
Had a good day. Good. I won't talk it up too much, but yeah, very good waves. Today,
shit house down here, South Coast, waves of shit.
No, totally.
Yeah.
Although there was good waves, I had two shockers, two surfs, and just stuffed up any good chance I had.
Yeah.
So, anyhow.
Well, yeah, it was a hard one to sit out today, mate. Going up and looking at the ocean. Those were some of my favourite conditions to see. I was all like, bad time to be injured.
Totally. I can imagine.
Tough pill to swallow.
One of your favourite waves. I think your old man was flying the flag for you out there apparently today.
Yeah,
so yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
At least one of us got it done. But anyway, that's it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. I actually injured myself at said favourite wave.
Oh, is that where you did it?
That's where I did it.
I broke my leg there the day before I was going down to Hotham one year. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, at the boil.
Was it pretty hard getting out of there? Or?
No, well, it wasn't a bad break. It was just my fibula, so I could get out. Okay.
Did you get yourself out or?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
I remember Jim he was laughing at me, going, "Oh yeah, I've done that too." Jim Williams was just paddling out as I was coming in, going, "Oh fuck, I think I've broken my leg," and he said, "Oh, I've done that here too," and he didn't help me. He just paddled out.
Good on you, Jimmy. Yeah, there was a bit of carry on with mine. I did him. Oh, I'm on the rocks, and the boys are like, "Oh, come on!" Just thinking I was bunging it on that to carry me up. I could just see them looking at each other like, "He's fucking bunging it on this bloke." But it turns out it was pretty bad. So as much as I'm not happy that it was bad, I kind of am because at least then I proved to him I wasn't bunging it on.
Next time I'll help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Well, is the name actually Billy or is it William?
It's William. Yeah, William Patrick Barker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because often Bill is short for William, which I don't understand why that is. It's always been a weird one to me.
There's a lot of those going on, but it's William, but yeah, Bill. I've always been Bill.
Yeah. Billy.
The occasional, mum calling me William when I was in trouble when
you're
I was a kid.
In some serious.
Most of the time it's just Bill.
Yeah. So Billy, I've known you for years, obviously, growing up down here. You've been here as my entire life. But were you from here originally, or did you start your early life somewhere else?
No, yeah, I'm a blow-in. I started my life at a place called Old Toongabbie, which is in the western suburbs of Sydney, so kind of just northwest of Parramatta. I went to school at Parramatta Morris Brothers.
Yeah.
Grew up there in a family of 5 kids, and I'm the perfect middle child. Although my siblings reckon I'm the dumb, sporty one. Lived there, but we holidayed down here pretty much since I was 5. We holidayed at Tabary.
Yeah.
So that's where I had I can still remember my first unbroken wave at Tabary.
Yeah. At the beachy there.
It was a reform. It wasn't from the start, but it was on an old Coolite without fins, and and I still can remember that wave. So that was where I first fell in love with surfing, and then lived in Sydney until I was 20, and then I moved down here when I was 20, and I've been here ever since when I'm not travelling elsewhere. Yeah.
And you mentioned to me earlier you've got a birthday coming up.
Yeah, I turned 60 on Monday.
40 years down here.
Yeah, 40 years in here.
All right, you would have seen some changes.
Yeah, it's changes. Lots of stuff stayed the same, but things have changed. More people and all that, but no, there's still nowhere else I'd like to live.
Yeah,
that's
good
one
to
of the
hear
things around here. Like I'm walking around Tabary and just talking to everyone in the neighbourhood just recently, just going, is there anywhere else that you'd prefer to live than here? And every single person just goes, no.
Yeah.
No, this is it. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Tabary's a
shithole full of druggos, dirts, muppets.
Yeah.
You don't want to go anywhere near it. It's because it's funny, like, I mean, just even in my 30 years of being here, seeing the changes, and you're like, oh, it's hard to cop, especially when they mow down a lot of bushland and put up these big developments and stuff. But then you're kind of like, I mean, at the time it was happening, it was really heartbreaking, but it's still pretty good. Like, I mean, it hasn't changed that much. It's a little bit more crowded, but so be it. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's still an awesome place, and it gets busy at holiday times and all of that. But I've got a theory there that if where you live doesn't get busy during holiday times,
it really is
probably living in the shithole. That's you got to cop it, and I like the vibe, the holiday time vibe.
It's kind of nice.
It's cool.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, good spirits. Hey, everyone's in good spirits, and music and Barbies and happy, and it's all happening. Yeah, I like it too. Yeah, it's a funny one when people try and go somewhere else to escape the crowd in holiday time. And it's just like, what do you think's going to happen? You think your place is the only place that's crowded? Everywhere you go is crowded. It's just part of living on the coast in a beautiful place. It's going to get busy in holiday season. Yeah. So, what about your parents? Were they into surfing or anything?
No, Dad was into fishing. They were into bushwalking and nature, and we used to do a lot of camping holidays elsewhere. That's how we ended up at Tabary. I think we were on a trip over to South Australia in the Combi. I don't know when that was. Well, when I was 5, thereabouts, and I think we stopped at the room. We were going to camp there. I remember I climbed up a tree and broke a branch, fell down. I thought I'd broken my back, ended up just breaking my arm. But they took me to Maria Hospital, and then we ended up camping at Tabary, and that was it. So they were into bushwalking and nature and all of that, but not surfing. Dad was into fishing a lot.
Yeah.
So even though we lived in the western suburbs, in summer after school, I could talk the old man and let's go to the northern beaches after school, and we drive over and he'd go fishing and I'll go surfing. So so that worked really well. So
what sparked the interest in surfing?
I don't know, I loved, before I was riding surfboards, I just loved being out there. I was
body bashing.
Apparently Mum was always said that I was just always out there body bashing or on the original surf mats and all of that. And I don't know, I just like the vibe, like the feeling of it, and being in the ocean and the movement. And that's probably part of the skiing thing too. It's just that movement. Yeah. I don't know what it is. It's so good that makes the feeling of sliding on snow or gliding on a wave so addictive.
Natural motion,
yeah, something about it is great. Yeah.
Not having to actually use a motor or any sort of bodily propulsion. You just nature's carrying you along.
Yeah.
It's there's an addictive element to it, isn't there? So you finished school. Did you do any sort of uni or like anything after school in Sydney or?
School, I was pretty decent at school, but I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
So I finished when I was 15, year 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, what am I going to do? Wanted to do engineering, but I was too young to get into uni and didn't have the qualifications, the high school certificate. So I did a trade as a plant mechanic, so a diesel fitter on the railways in Sydney. And it's pretty hard to get sacked from the railways, but I got sacked.
Yeah.
Not until I'd finished my apprenticeship, and that was because I'd taken too much time off. So
Yeah.
I did this apprenticeship.
Surfing.
Taken time off to go surfing and a trip to New Zealand that was unscheduled for a ski trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd come down here on a weekend. If the surf was good, I'd just stay, and just go back a week later and they say, where the fuck are you? And I said, oh, surf was good, sorry.
Surfing.
And they couldn't sack it because you're indentured. But at the end of my apprenticeship, they looked at my record and it took me an extra 6 months to finish the 4-year apprenticeship. And the timekeepers just said, no, mate, you're out of here. And
Fucking went it off when you and go.
Yeah, the foreman and the leading hand, they wanted to call the union in to keep me there because when I was there, I worked okay. And I just said, don't bother, I'm going in here. So
yeah.
The idea was I was going to do engineering after I'd finished the trade, but and do hydraulical engineering. But I by then I was just too hooked on surfing and wanted a different lifestyle, and moved down here, and that's it. So
yeah. Were you doing mechanic work at all when you were down here, or what was your foot in?
I haven't picked up a spanner since. So
oh, really?
I didn't mind the work. I kind of liked the work. I was
and
I was okay at it, but I didn't apply myself and learn it all very well. And so no, I haven't worked in that space at all since I finished.
Yeah.
When I came down here, I started working for Waldo and Carrie and and Phil Jerser as a brickies labourer.
Oh yeah,
which was unreal because they all surfed. If the surf was pumping, we just go surfing. If not, we'd be working. So yeah, it was great. So I did that for a while, and then just other odd jobs around the place, and then it was a couple of years later, probably I don't know, a few years later. Then a friend said, "Do you want to come on a ski holiday down to Mount Hotham in Victoria?" And I said, "Where's that?" I said, "Have they got snow in Victoria?" And he said, yeah. And I'm like, all right. So went down there for a week's holiday, and somehow during that week met the publican of the main pub on the hill and got to know him. And then by the end of the week, he offered me a job delivering pizzas and working in the dish pit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took the job. I think that was 1988, 87 or 88. And yeah, I've been there ever since, working at Hotham in different jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're now pretty high up in the ski patrol down at Hotham, is that correct?
Yeah. So I'm the ski patrol director.
Yeah.
So, we've got 30-something paid, 40 paid staff and about 30 volunteer staff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I oversee all of that, all the staff and the daily operations. And so I've been patrolling. I did ski bum jobs both in Australia and overseas for several years.
Mm-hmm.
And I started patrolling in the early 90s, kind of part-time. And then I've been doing full-time patrols since about 2000.
Okay.
And I've been the boss for the last 15 years or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So that's what you're doing when you're sitting in your bloody big van there, tapping away on your computer.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I know what you're up doing there.
It's good now. They've got the van with the tinted windows. People can't see I'm in there.
Yeah.
And because people come up and have a yak, and I feel rude because I'm going, I can't. I'm in the middle
of doing
working.
This. Yeah.
But no, that's what I'm doing. Like, especially this time of year, it's super busy with recruitment and stuff. Well, planning for the season and staff training programs and all that. So,
are you interviewing crew and putting them through the kind of early steps to figure out whether there's someone you want to take on? Or
yeah, totally. Yeah. That's today's sitting at Golfy Car Park. I had 3 interviews to do, and I was just sitting there watching people surf while I was doing the interviews on the phone. It's like,
wow, fuck, how good,
pretty good. But
it's a good office.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's an awesome office.
Uh-huh.
It's technology working in our favour, definitely. So. But before patrolling, during the 90s was a bit of a dream decade for me. That was when I was getting paid to ski as a
professional.
Yeah, so a ski model, professional ski bum, really.
Yeah.
Where I picked up all this really good sponsorship, and they'd pay us a retainer and pay us photo incentives.
Oh, yeah.
And back then it's before the internet, so there was I think in Australia there's 24 different ski magazines that had come out each year.
Mm-hmm.
So there was, I think, 4 different companies doing 6 issues a year or vice versa.
Yeah.
And they all needed content. So myself and another mate who was a really good skier, we had a friend who was a really good photographer. So any sunny powder day, we'd just go out and just model for photos, just do powder turns or jump off stuff and whatever. And then get photos in the magazines. And then we picked up really good sponsors and they were paying us. And that was how we were living for pretty much all of the 90s.
Wow. And it was sufficient to keep, like, it was enough to live on?
Yeah, totally. And we were traveling overseas. And
how good.
Because you had all that, you had your resume photos, you could turn up anywhere, any resort overseas and just say, oh, yeah, we'll do a little story or do some photos, and they give you free lift tickets and some of them give you accommodation and all this. And yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, that was a pretty good setup for the 90s.
Did you just fall into that, or was it something you kind of like applied to try and get into? Or?
No, I kind of fell into it. I had a mate who was a ripping snowboarder, one of Australia's best snowboarders in the early days.
Yeah.
And he was sponsored by Quicksilver. And we became mates, and then he recommended me to Quicksilver as a sponsored athlete. And so I got in with them, and then picked up a couple other sponsors. Bolle and K2 were kind of big back then as well.
Yeah.
And and it worked for them because those companies, but even back then, I think it was like $2,000 they'd have to pay for a full page ad in a mag.
Right.
So if they wanted to have multiple ads in magazines, it cost them a fair bit.
Yeah.
But they could pick up a couple of skiers or snowboarders, get them to go out and do photos, and they get multiple ads in the magazines. So we'd get, I'd probably get 20 or 30 a year across all the different magazines.
Right.
So when you do the sums of, as long as, if you got, they'd pay you more if the logo's, showing really well, or
of course,
or it's a small one. It's all different.
Of course.
Incentives, but it kind of works for everyone. It worked really well for us.
Fuck, that's mad.
Yeah. And I wasn't even a gun skier. Like I was good, and I could ski powder good.
Yeah.
And I could jump off shit. The fortunate thing for me was it was before there was much video. So no one knew what happened. It was all photos, all stills.
Yeah.
And no one knew what happened after you did that powder turn or you jumped off that thing. I don't know if you landed or not. So you're just going to have to make the photo look good, and away you go.
No one realised if there was a video, you'd just see this tumbling mess of dreadlocks, hair, skis, just tumbling down the hill.
Yeah, totally. You could bluff it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how good. And like, so that was 10 years, you reckon, doing that, and that was the golden years, mate. How good.
Totally. No, it was a bit of a dream run. And then it all came to an end. Well, the internet kicked in, and that sort of changed the whole scenario there.
Yeah.
But I got injured in 2000 as well. I was out of action for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened there.
Yeah. What did you do?
I busted similar injury to you.
To the knee.
But kind of a bit worse. Just an ACL and MCL, and I chipped a bit of my femur and the tibia.
Yeah.
But then it was when I was in Europe. We'd been ski mountaineering, and we'd climbed up. It's taken about 5 hours to climb up this mountain, and I was 10 turns in, and it was on the real early days of a specific type of ski touring binding.
Yeah.
And the binding just opened up on me, and I just ended up in this big cartwheel, and we were miles from anywhere. So I was with my now wife and a couple of other friends, and we were a long way away. So I ended up giving them a lot of my equipment that I was carrying, and I used my ice axe and just slid down this mountain for a couple of kilometres down to the valley floor, and then tried to ski out on one leg. Like, we taped it all up and splintered it as best we could. And it was before any of us carried mobile phones. And so in this valley, and we're trying to make our way back. It was out of St Anton in Austria.
Okay.
And trying to make our way back, and there was just all this avalanche debris was down. There's no way we're going to get through. And fortunately, we came across this little hut, and there was a couple of pommy guys there, and one of them had a mobile phone.
Oh, wow.
So it was great. So they were able to call for a rescue, and ended up getting a helicopter to come in and pick me up. And the rest of them made their way back a few kilometres, or 6 Ks, I think, back to town.
What would you have done if that wasn't going on?
I know, yeah. So we were just lucky we bumped into those toms. But we made it to the hut, so we just would have bunkered down there.
Just locked down. And
I wasn't going to die.
No.
And then so I got operated on the next day. And I thought, yeah, that's unreal because I was getting operated on this famous knee surgeon who did all the downhill races in Europe and all that. I'm like, oh, this is unreal. This is perfect. And anyhow, I found out later that I got at 11 o'clock at night by his apprentice, and I got back to Australia and they'd botched it up, and I ended up having to get 2 more operations over 2 years and bone grafts and whatnot. So I was out of action for skiing and surfing for a couple of years.
And you reckon that was the end of the career then? You reckon?
Well, it was. It certainly
pro,
changed.
anyway.
Well, it did, but the whole internet thing kicked in as well, and
Yeah.
and I'm right for a bit, but no, it definitely slowed me down a bit, and made me sort of ski for tomorrow more than be a bit reckless, I suppose.
Yeah.
Which is good, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was it. But also at that time, even though I couldn't ski or surf, I worked out after, you know, the initial recovery, I could rock climb. Now, as long as I didn't have a nasty fall,
yeah,
I could rock climb because it's more of a static motion, you know, it's more controlled.
Uh-huh.
So I got right into climbing during probably the second year of the injury time,
Right.
and which helped me later on with all my guiding and all the rope work skills and all that. And
Yeah.
got really hooked on climbing for a long time.
Where were you doing that? Down here? Or? In Oz?
Not much, yeah, a lot in Oz, overseas, several places as well, but Mount Arapiles, you ever heard? Do you climb?
No.
You should, mate. You'd be good at it.
Yeah. I just, I sort of am trying to limit extreme sports because I tend to hurt myself doing everything I do. So I'm like,
climbing's not as dangerous as it sounds.
No?
No, you can do a climb that's no harder than climbing up a ladder, but you might be 200 metres off the ground.
Yeah.
Or you can do something that's climbing up that wall that's only 5 metres off the ground. So you can, anything in between. But no, Mount Arapiles, it's down in Western Victoria, and it's Australia's rock climbing mecca.
Really?
It's kind of known around the world as being one of the best traditional climbing areas in the world.
What is trad climbing? Is that when you put the things?
That's when you're putting pieces in, yeah. So
what are those called? Those little things you
cams,
yeah.
And
they like close up like a knuckle and then open up and stick in the rock.
Yeah. So you should be climbing, mate. You know.
Yeah, Kazza Klein used to.
Yeah.
Bring all the gear and show me.
Yeah.
I was going to go with him one day, but then he got sick.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So so they're cams. So there's sport climbing, which is where the rock, you've got bolts in the rock, and you climb it up, you clip it, and you know they're not going to come out. You know, they're solid. Mostly. And then traditional climbing, where you go in and you're putting your own bits of protection in, whether it's the cams like that or whether it's just little wedges, and they just slot in the cracks.
Yeah.
And that's the more pure type of climbing, and you get more from it as well, because you really have to have faith in what you're doing, making sure that piece is not going to pop out if you fall and all that. So,
is it pretty guaranteed? Like, are they pretty foolproof?
Oh,
how often are you losing them? Like when you fucking...
No, they do pop. If they're not putting, and that's what it comes down to. If you got to be good at putting them in, you know.
Yeah.
So you can, and some climbs just don't have good placements, and they'll pop more easily.
Yeah.
And other climbs, like Mount Arapiles in particular, has got unreal, really solid rock. You know, so you can put the tiniest little wedge in, and if you put it in the right spot, it's not going to pull out.
What's the difference between a wedge and what was those ones called? A cam, yeah.
So the cam's the mechanical device that opens up when you put it in a crack.
The jaw thing, yeah.
A wedge is basically just like a little wedge of metal.
Yeah.
And you just, if there's a crack like that, you just find you carry a whole heap of different size wedges on you.
Yeah.
And you just find the right one to slot into that crack so it can't come out.
Do you knock it in with a hammer or anything, or you just fucking jam it in?
No, you just place it in there, yeah.
And then does the person who's behind you come and take it out?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same as when you use those cams.
Yeah.
The person behind comes, so you carry, you set, and the last person takes it and puts it back on.
Yeah, totally. So the first person climbing, they're the ones that are exposed to a fall.
Yeah.
But the person following should not be exposed at all, because when you get to the top, you set up a really good anchor, and then you can just bring them up from the top. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So the more the person with the most experience leads
most of the time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just seemed so fucking hectic to me, but man,
it's not. It can be really mellow. It can, It's kind of like vertical bushwalking if you want it to be. There's some really easy climbs that anyone can go and do.
Yeah, well,
and it takes you to beautiful places that I wouldn't have gone just when I was just skiing and surfing. I was always focused on going to certain places that had snow or waves.
Yeah.
But rock climbing, there's lots of other places around the world that you can go to and have an amazing experience. And the good thing with climbing is you're not waiting for those elements to come together to have an epic day.
Yeah. That
As
would
long
be
as it's
nice.
not raining, you can just go climbing.
Whenever,
it's all up to your own head what
Yeah.
type of climbing you want to do, whether you want to do something easy or push your limits or whatever. So
Yeah. So when you're traveling as a climber, are you taking all your own gear with you?
Yeah.
Like, are you taking all your clips and and all your rope and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't just go and there's like hubs where you can just go and grab a bag full of climbing gear.
No, people are with all that gear. You want to make sure it's been well looked after, and
it's all your own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, you travel with it. It's heavy shit, a lot of it.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's easier to travel with than skis or a surfboard.
Yeah, for sure.
Although most of the travel I've done, I've taken pretty much all of it.
All of it, yeah, I bet. So like so you're surfing, skiing, rock climbing. When did this combination of, I don't know what terminology you use, if it's called mountaineering, is that what you said before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that the terminology you use for it? What you do, the backcountry expeditions?
Yeah, well, mostly it's just ski touring.
Yeah.
So just basically going out into the backcountry on specific equipment. So you have skins, if you know with that,
I know
to go to
skins.
the bottom of your skis or your slipboard.
Yeah.
That grip when you go uphill.
Mhm.
And then specific bindings. So mostly it's just ski touring. So you're touring up the hill and skiing down it and then touring up another one. But then it can get more technical ski mountaineering where you start to use crampons and ice axes and rope. If you're on glaciated terrain or you climb something steep, then using ropes as well. That's where all the climbing stuff helped me out. Now with what I do now with the ski guiding. Picked up all those skills doing climbing, and then that translates or transfers to the ski mountaineering stuff, especially the glacier travel and using crampons and axes. And
same concepts. Are you looking for a cut in the ice and putting anchor points in there?
So for glacier travel, it's pretty much, it's like what they call simul climbing when you're rock climbing. In glacier travel, you're not putting any protection in. You just rope together. So you have someone at the front. It might just be two people on the rope, but a lot of the time when we're guiding, there'll be five. So I'll be at the front and have four people behind you, all spaced out. Depending on the size of the crevasses in the glaciers, that impacts how spaced out you are. But as a general rule, where I guide in Antarctica, it's kind of 10 meters between you. So if someone falls in, they're going to fall in as far as the rope allows.
Yeah.
And then there's techniques to pull them out of their different mechanical advantage systems you can use on your rope to pull them out.
Yeah.
The most likely person to fall in is the guide.
The leader,
at the front.
Yeah.
Because it's not the crevasses that you can see that are the most dangerous. Like you can see them, you're coming up and you just walk around it and it's fine. It's the ones that have bridges over them. So
like a little thin layer.
A snow bridge. And you're crossing them like where we're skiing down there. We're crossing them all the time. A lot of the time you don't even know you're crossing them. There's some, you can see some of them, you'll see them sagging or it might be different coloured snow on top of it.
I was going to ask, how do you identify if there's potentially a crevasse?
Yeah, there's a couple of ways. Like you can see a bit of a sag sometimes, especially in spring as it warms up, the bridges start to sag.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the bridges will collapse in spring and summer, they're gone.
Yeah.
But you can see them sagging. And then you can also see a bit of discoloration sometimes where there might be a bit of dust or something blowing around. It settles in that so you can spot them like that. And there's also there's areas that are more likely to have crevasses than others, like water. A glacier is just a water that runs, frozen water. So on the outside of the bends, that's where you're going to have this separation, the cracking, and then you roll over like a rapid, so you'll get, you have areas of tension at the bottom and then areas where the crevasses have opened up. So you got a few clues, but it's pretty much you just treat everywhere like there might be a crevasse under you and just use the right technique. And
shit, that's hectic.
Sounds gnarly, but it's not that.
It's not as gnarly as it sounds.
No.
Like,
I haven't fallen in really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That was what I
yeah,
was about to ask you.
yeah.
No.
I haven't fallen in.
Have you
Really.
lost any like people that you're guiding? Like, no.
Not in my groups. I've been around when some other people have fallen in, but
Yeah.
nothing gnarly. They've been mostly on rope and been able to get plucked out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, what's some of the places that you've done that kind of? So, like, just to get me up to speed with it, right? So, when you were doing this backcountry kind of mountaineering, are you heading to a place to go and ride a mountain, or is this just purely like an expedition to just see the landscape?
No, it's pretty much going there to
Ride.
To ride. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
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 So, way it works. So there's two places I go to every year. Or I have, Kashmir. So I ski guide over there. I run a business over there. Take it
In Kashmir.
Yeah. So I run a business.
Where is Kashmir?
It's in northern India.
Okay.
So it's right on the
Is that near the Himalayas?
It's the west. Yeah, it's in the Himalayas.
It's in the Himalayas.
So it's the western end of the Himalaya.
Okay.
We're right on the border of India and Pakistan. So
Okay.
we're in the Kashmir's half of it's in India, half's in Pakistan. It's disputed between the two countries and by the Kashmir itself. In all rights, it should be an independent nation.
Is it not?
Nah.
Okay.
The two superpowers either side both claim ownership, and the Kashmiris are caught in the middle of it. So,
right.
Where we go is in the Indian-controlled part of Kashmir, pretty much right on the border between India and Pakistan. You can actually, there's army camps right at the top of the mountain there, and you can see the fence line and a barbed wire fence that separates the two countries, and there's always soldiers up there. And so I run a business taking people there, so it's a full package trip where we provide their transfers and accommodation and guiding service and all of that. And we get groups of 20 people come over, and we split up into groups of 4 each day with 2 guides, and they go out and go ski touring for the day, and they're there for a couple of weeks.
Sorry, who's we?
Myself, Natasha, my wife. She helps do a lot of the coordination and photography for us over there.
Is she pretty obviously good at doing?
She's a veteran ski patroller as well.
Oh, right, cool.
And we've been going there for 20 years.
Okay,
but also work with another 10 guides, so another 5 or 6 foreign guides from the States and New Zealand, and one other Aussie guy. And then local Kashmiris as assistant guides.
Yeah, cool.
So we started going there in 2005, and we heard about this gondola that was going in. It's world's highest gondola, and we just wanted to go and be ski bums there and check the place out. And anyhow, I don't know how it happened now, but we end up getting employed by the Kashmiri government to come over and help them set up the resort. They had a friend who ran a heli ski operation in the Himalaya, and he told us they needed patrollers, and he put someone onto us, and we were rock climbing out at Arapiles, just bumming out there for a couple of months, and got a phone call or an email saying, come out and we'll cover all your expenses and da-da-da. So we went out for 4 months and helped them establish the resort, and then spent 4 months training all their 12 local guys in all aspects of ski patrol, from first aid to running rescue toboggans to avalanche control and snow science and all of that. So that was our initial introduction to the area. And then helped out doing the avalanche mitigation over there for a couple of years, and then a few years later I realised, I know more about this place than anyone. And I found myself just guiding people, friends and others that were coming over, and had a lot of mates that were professional guides. And so I thought, let's just set up a business. So I've been going for 15 years in the business has.
So
I've been doing that for that long, which has been unreal. It's an amazing place. Like it's worlds.
And I haven't. So what kind of terrain are we talking? Like, I mean, what's the snow like there? Is it world-class snow? Or?
It's world-class snow and terrain. It's just, it doesn't get as much snow as Japan, the quantities Japan gets. It's probably more like interior British Columbia snow quality, but the mountains are unreal. Like you've got 2,000 vertical meters of terrain to play with. So, so for an example, Whistler's got 1,600 vertical meters, so you got more vert than Whistler. and you've got half of that is big Alpine bowls, just big open bowls, and then it goes into amazing tree skiing. So it's pretty cool terrain. It's unreal.
That's epic. That's insane. Yeah, fucking hell.
But I'm winding that down though.
Yeah. Like fuck. So you're flying. Like, where are you flying into to get there? You're flying into India.
Yeah. Fly to Delhi, and usually overnight in Delhi.
Yeah.
And then it's just an hour and a half flight from Delhi directly north.
Yeah.
And then you land in Srinagar, which is one of the capital of Kashmir.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just an hour drive up to the base of the mountain and another half an hour up the hill, depending on snow.
What's the village like and the resort? Is it like a pretty established snow destination, would you say?
Yeah, kind of. Like it's been a resort area for years and years since the Poms were there. Everyone would go up there to escape the heat of summer on the subcontinent. So they go up there. There's a big golf course up there that was built years ago. I don't know. Right. And there's a massive army camp, an army training camp there. Yeah. But there's all guest houses and hotels around there, and the Indians go up there and just go and see snow and snow play and toboggan and do all that sort of stuff. And there's more and more foreigners have been going, since the 20 years that we've been going there. It's increasing in popularity. But because of the troubles in Kashmir, the ebb and flow, sometimes they're full on, perceived to be anyhow, and it turns a lot of people off going there, which is kind of a bit sad for the Kashmiris because they lose some business, but it's great for the people who do go because there's not many people to compete with.
Stop getting blown out.
For the best lines. So it's...
wow, sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Shivers. Fuck, that's insane.
But I went this year and considering whether to do it again next year, and I'm not sure. I'm sort of getting a bit done with just running the business and the admin that goes with that all year round, and then the risk of it. I'm just time to wind things back and just do some other stuff.
Would you sell it off or like how?
Nah, I've got a heap of equipment over there, like I don't know, 20 airbags and lots of avalanche safety kit and skis and whatever. But I'll probably I'll give it all away to the local guys that have been working with us for years, that have been our assistant guides. Yeah. Just give it to them and they can do whatever they want with it.
They can take it from there, take the reins.
Yeah.
Far out, that's insane. And so you've got that side of Kashmir and then Antarctica as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
similar. Is it the same sort of system you run in there? Or?
Similar. So that's not my whole business. I fell into that one as well. That's great. One of the guides that's worked with me forever in Kashmir, he's been going to Antarctica for longer than me, and so now I partner with a company that from the States, and they lease this big ship. It's 150 berth cruise ship. Yeah, Antarctic, explorer, and they lease that, and then they sell probably half of the spots directly to clients to go skiing. Yeah, and then they rely on people like me, scattered all around the world, guides that have a client network to fill the rest of the ship. Right. So I pretty much just advertise, this trip, and then take my own clients. So I'll get a group of, sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 12 people, and we go down, and it's called an expedition, but it's pretty decadent. You're living on this really nice cruise ship with 6 meals a day and captain's cocktail area and all that.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But then you just go, you zodiac to shore, and then you climb up, ski down, climb up, ski down, climb up, ski down. Yeah. And then you're usually back to the ship for lunch. And then you'll either just head out to the other side of the bay in the afternoon.
In the Zodiac.
The Zodiac, or the ship might up anchor and move to another bay and ski somewhere else in the afternoon. So it's kind of like doing an immense boat trip on a massive scale, and you go and skiing.
Fuck.
And it's pretty.
It's
incredible. Like it's mind blowing. It's just the scenery. You just wake up and it's kind of surreal. Just the scenery you got every day and the wildlife and the skiing. Unreal. It's much better than I expected. You're not going down there to ski the powder that you'll ski in Kashmir, or didn't think we were going to, but every trip we've scored good snow, and but it's so much more than just the the turns you're getting. It's the
Yeah,
whole
it's the whole
experience.
experience.
It's
Yeah, fucking no.
amazing.
Yeah, I remember just talking to my old man and him saying, yeah, Billy's heading off down to Antarctica to do some snow guiding, and I'm like, what? Antarctica? Like, can you even snowboard there? I thought it was just like the bottom of the earth, just
Yeah, no, it's
crazy wilderness.
totally no. It's like Antarctica. I think that's the flattest, driest continent on Earth.
On Earth, yeah.
But the Antarctic Peninsula, which is where we go, which is that finger of land that points up towards South America.
Oh, yeah.
It's an extension of the Andes. If you look at one of those maps, you can see the Andes disappear underwater and they buckle because of the Drake Passage.
Yeah.
They buckle there and they pop up as this mountain range that runs towards the main body of Antarctica.
Wow, interesting.
And so on that peninsula there, you've got 3,000 metre peaks coming straight out of the ocean.
Yeah.
So it's unreal. And because you've got the peninsula and then you've got all these islands scattered off it, so it doesn't matter what the weather's doing, you can hide behind.
There's always somewhere to hide.
The wind's howling from the west, you go and hide in a little bay that's protected from that and vice versa.
Fuck, that's insane.
So, yeah, and it's not particularly cold, when we go and where we go.
Really?
Because we're a long way north for Antarctica, we're not down near the pole.
Yeah.
It hovers. I'm there in late October, early November each year, and it hovers around zero.
Really?
It might be between -5 and +5 most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. This is not at all how I imagined it to be.
No.
I was thinking it was just like you're down there, it's -40, and you just battling the blizzard and living in an igloo and like.
No.
I'm just thinking he's roughing it. He's down there,
no,
hanging out,
mate.
sitting in the hot tub and sipping Bacardi. And right. Okay.
So, it is a bit decadent, but it's incredible.
That sounds off.
Yeah. You do get some wild weather. Like we get some.
Yeah, I bet.
The temps might not be that cold, but the winds can be full on.
Crazy. Yeah, I bet.
We've had a couple of really cool windstorms where they just come up out of nowhere, and you just got to you're out there on the slope somewhere, and you just got to bunker down and just wait for it for a while to blow through. And
fuck.
And you have all the stuff with you because sometimes the Zodiac operations they have to cease then because that's the most dangerous thing is trying to
cross the
get
water
back to the ship, and if it's howling, all the little waves, and you want to flip over in that cold water. So
you
have everything with you if you need to sit it out on land until they can run the boats again. But yeah.
So in Antarctica, you're not doing any overnight stuff on the snow?
Nah, not on the trips that I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about Kashmir?
Nah, not anymore. We used to do a bit of overnight, but most of the terrain like there, you don't need to.
You don't have to go far.
No, and most of our clients are happy just to go out and ski powder for the day and come back. And we stay in a really cool old hotel there with great views and great staff and good food, and it's warm and that. So
great, yeah.
You don't need to go out and camp overnight to get the best of it.
Right.
Well, it's still unreal to go and do that. I used to do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask because I've spoken to you about doing a bunch of overnight stuff. You've done a lot of that, haven't you?
Yeah, totally. No, did a lot of that, here and overseas.
Yeah.
In snow caves and tents and
whatever.
Now getting old, mate. Don't need to.
Don't need to push yourself anymore, brother.
It's still great. I still like going out and camping overnight. It's a cool experience.
I've never done it. I'd like to.
In snow, it's unreal. That was
never overnight. No,
I was infatuated. I remember we had when we were in the old combi going up to Thredbo as a kid or the Parish or somewhere, and we picked up a couple of hitchhikers, and we said, "Where have you guys been?" And they said they'd been sleeping in a igloo. It was probably a snow cave.
Yeah.
And I don't know how old it was, but I was just like, really? You can do that in the snow? And that stuck with me forever. And that sort of got me. It's one of those things that went, really, you can do that? I was just interested in that. And keen to do it one day. So I ended up doing lots of it.
Yeah. So how do you go from like kind of riding resort, basic kind of like public terrain to then stepping out and finding and learning the skills to be able to stay overnight in some pretty harsh conditions? Like, is there a lot of courses and training involved? Obviously, you've done a heap of avalanche training, I'm assuming.
Yeah. I've done a lot of courses and that, but initially it was just going with friends who knew more than you know. And they introduce you to it and teach you how to do it, and that was For all the snow camping stuff, it's pretty much just learning off friends.
Of other
There are
people.
courses you can go and do and learn how to snow camp and do this and that, but just going with friends that know it and make some mistakes
Yeah.
and go, oh fuck, that didn't work. I'll do something different next time.
Yeah.
But it's just a trial and error and go with experienced people.
Yeah.
Without putting them on too much of a pedestal.
Yeah.
And get you into trouble.
Yeah.
So,
completely relying on someone can backfire. Yeah. What kind of equipment are you taking out? Like, are you got mega, like, heaps of gear, or can you do it pretty?
It
pretty
depends
scarcely?
What you're doing, So if you're doing, an extended mission somewhere and you call it base camping, then you'll just carry as much shit as you can carry,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want, take some luxury food with you and some drinks or whatever, and just slug it out until you get there, and then you're living really comfortably.
You set up the base camp and go from there. Yeah,
just go from there. But if you're doing a traverse where you move from one destination to the next, and you've got to be more conscious about how much shit you carry.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it's just, or if you do some speed, really lightweight tours. So down at Hotham, we've got a peak called Mount Feathertop, which is not far, but it's about a 3 hour in average conditions to get out there.
Yeah.
But you can do it if you're just going really light, which I've done a few times. You can get out there and back in half a day, or a day to get out there and ski it and get back, and you're carrying sort of virtually nothing except the essentials and
bit of water and a snack.
Yeah, and you carry a few must-have safety bits of kit.
Yeah.
But just trying to go really lightweight.
Yeah.
So it just depends what your objective is.
Yeah. How anal are you about safety stuff when you're going out there? Are you like pretty? You've got. Are you really strictly about your safety?
Definitely when we're guiding, when we're running the guiding operation, everyone's got all the avalanche safety kit, including an airbag, when we're in Kashmir.
An airbag? What's an
airbag? An avalanche airbag.
Okay.
So it's a they're basically like airbags that you have in a vehicle.
Yeah.
But you got them in your backpack.
Yeah.
And if you get caught in an avalanche, you pull a
ripcord. It's in your backpack already ready to go.
Yeah, and it pops out. So you see big balloons come out either side of you.
So you can breathe.
And the theory with them, it's like the they call it the Brazil nut theory. If you've got a packet of nuts, mixed nuts, and you shake them, the biggest ones will go to the top, your Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
So if you're caught in an avalanche and you've got this big, brightly coloured airbag, there's more chance that you're going to end up on the surface, or at least it might be visible, than if you don't have it on. So they've proven themselves. The stats on them are unreal. So pretty much anywhere that's got significant avalanche hazard, pretty much everyone's using them now.
All right.
So we make sure all of our guests have got them on.
Yeah.
I don't use one in Australia when I'm skiing here because the hazard's not as full on.
Yeah.
I don't use one in Antarctica because we don't have as much avalanche hazard.
So why isn't there avalanches in Antarctica?
Oh, it's the snowpack, really. Because
it's more packed, or
it's a warmer snowpack. It's like Australia. We have some nasty avalanches in Australia occasionally, but in general, the snowpack stabilises pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not as big a risk. Down there, it's all about ice cliffs and crevasses. The main hazard.
Yeah. Okay. Have you had any crazy avalanche stories or some crazy experiences? Actually, that's a question from Russell Bjerke.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Have I? Yeah.
Yep. He wanted me to ask you about your crazy avalanche stories.
I've been buried twice.
Yeah.
But in the fucking same spot.
No way.
And in Australia.
No way.
At Hotham. One time when I was just a ski bum, first thing of the first run of the powder morning, and it's only a small slope, but it's got a nasty terrain trap right at the bottom of it.
What do you mean by
terrain trap? Is like it's a feature that fills up with snow really quickly. So the avalanche might not be that big, but when it gets to the bottom, it kind of pools it like into a creek.
Yeah, okay.
So it just fills up the creek. So even though the slope's not that big, the deposit at the bottom of it can be meters high.
Right.
So just got this little slope called the Wall of Death, which is just this steep, kind of smallish slope at Hotham, but at the bottom of it, we call it the Pond of Death, where there's this little basin that just fills up with snow. Anyhow, I got caught in there and had to get some friends to dig me out. This is when I was ski bumming, and then I don't know how many years later I was doing avalanche control work on ski patrol, where we go out and we start the avalanches before the public get in there. And I got caught and got buried, and the other patrollers had to come and get me.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I haven't been caught in an avalanche of significance anywhere. When you're ski cutting, you might go for a small ride here and there, but no, I haven't, and none of our guests have, which is great. But I've certainly been around and helped some major avalanche rescues, including fatalities and all of that. So, I've seen lots of.
You've seen some crazy ones, hey?
Oh, massive! Like the terrain that we're dealing with in Kashmir is just huge, and the avalanches we've seen there, and it's just incredibly big.
Wow.
Big enough to take out villages and
right.
But no, it's we've seen multiple fatalities over there and helped out with the searches and the rescues and all of that.
Wow, that's insane.
So.
And what have you been out and like seen a whole kind of slip before and seen big ones going by you as you're out there?
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. So when you're out, that's our main role as the guides, is to each morning, like we'll have a meeting at 7:00 every morning, and purely just talking about avalanche hazard, and it changes every day depending on how much snow you've had and what the weather's been doing, and what the snow was like before the recent snow, and you go through it as a group of guides and work out the hazard and where we will and won't ski each day, and make our plans around that.
Yeah.
And then you do the same at the end of the day. You get back together and you have another chat about it. What did we see? Were we on the money this morning? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Did we see any avalanches? And you record it all and, work out why they slid. And is that going to be a problem for tomorrow? And so you work out where your safe terrain is and where it's not each day.
Yeah.
And that's how you make your plan.
So in a day of going out into the backcountry, not only you're looking about where you're going and what, like, you're not only worried about the safety about your kind of current situation, but you're also looking sort of ahead to be like, okay, there's that kind of ridge line there. That looks like there's a bit of a crack. There could be an avalanche there tomorrow. You're, as well as mapping out what's ahead of you, you're mapping out the next day as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You're scanning the whole environment around you so you know what's going on.
For sure. No, you're looking at everything, and there's, there's always safe places to be, whether it's on a ridge or whatever. And so you're looking for them if the avalanche hazard's high. But yeah, we've got, so in Kashmir, for example, we've got a big map or photograph of the whole range that we ski.
Yeah.
And in certain seasons, if we've got a certain type of avalanche problem, then we'll draw on that map every day when we come back in. Or I've seen an avalanche there, I've seen one there. And that kind of helps you predict what's going to happen in the coming days or weeks.
Yeah.
Because if there's an avalanche that's happened in a spot, if you're dealing with a certain problem, that can help. That can get rid of that problem. If an avalanche can get rid of the persistent weak layer you might have in the snowpack, if it avalanches, that helps flush it out and gets rid of it. So when you get more snow, it means that slope often it will be a safer slope than the one that hasn't already avalanched.
So the one that's already slipped is going to be safer because it's already done.
Because it's got rid of the problem. Depending on the problem, there's lots of different problems in the snowpack that can cause avalanches, but there's a specific one, a persistent weak layer, which, you need. The only way it'll heal or get rid of that problem is for it to avalanche.
To do a slip,
yeah.
For that weak point to kind of give, and then you know that's safe now because it's already given.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Fucking hell. That's nuts. And so with avalanche training, are you like getting up to date on your like training and courses yearly? How often are you like touching up on your avalanche training?
Yeah, so like every year before the winter in Australia or early season, and during the season, myself and the other patrollers have to go recertify in a couple of our hard skills for avalanche searching. So we do that, and the same when we're in Kashmir at the start of the season. All the guides come together and we have some training sessions where we all go through it again. And in Antarctica, we're doing a similar thing for crevasse rescue, and some avalanche stuff, but more focused on the crevasse rescue and the ski mountaineering.
Yeah.
And then the same when our client, every client that turns up, they go through the first few hours or half a day is avalanche training. And then for those who want to learn more, then we do more with them as well.
Yeah.
But then also to maintain your currency in your avalanche qualifications, then you need to do constant professional development.
And that's yearly, is it, or how often?
Yeah,
yearly, yeah.
So it's ongoing, and there's always new science coming out and new studies and surveys, and it's a pretty inexact science, and so there's lots and lots to learn all the time. People coming up with new theories or blowing an old theory apart or whatever. So it's quite interesting stuff.
That's nuts. Is that like a prerequisite kind of requirement for someone that's going to come and do one of these tours with you in Antarctica or Kashmir? Do they have to have a level of pre-training, like safety training, before they can come?
Nah, not in that sense. That's our role as the guides to look after them, and then we'll train them enough to be able to help out in a rescue if we had to.
Okay.
But no, they don't have to have any formal training before they come. They need to be solid skiers or boarders.
Yeah.
And they need to be fit for Kashmir.
Yeah.
They don't have to have any formal training. We'll teach them what they need to know.
Right. How do you predetermine whether their athletic ability is sufficient to take them out there?
People are pretty good, hey, they're pretty honest about where they're at, especially if they're paying good money to come on a trip like this.
Yeah, what's the cost for a trip?
I think, what were we last year? I think it was $8,000, $9,000
for
Kashmir.
Kashmir.
Yeah. The Antarctic trip's more than that. It's currently, I think it's $16 US.
What's that about?
It's 20 something, nearly
30,
20s, 25, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be up somewhere there. Yeah.
So because of that, people don't want to come over if they're not up for it. We've got it all written up, and they have to fill in a form saying how much they've skied and how fit they are. And that. And then if I've got any, alarm bells going off, I'll ring them and have a chat to them and talk them through it. But most people are pretty honest. They're paying good money. They don't want to have a shit holiday, and they don't want other people to have a shit holiday. There's a few people over the years, have slipped through the cracks.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there a few plebs that kind of skulk on through and oh shit?
There's been a couple, but not many. Yeah, it's
right.
It's pretty good. People are pretty honest about it.
And does that then become a danger to the rest of the crew if someone isn't really adequate to be kind of tackling that sort of terrain?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It does, and it kind of, we go out in groups of 4. So if there's someone who's not up for it, then we end up. That's one of the benefits of having the 2 guides. So we can, if there's someone that's dragging their ass, or even someone who's really good but they're feeling crook that day, or we're at altitude and they're struggling with the
altitude sickness,
the oxygen. Then the other guide will take them down, and the lead guide will hang out with the rest of them. So,
okay, cool. Wow, that's crazy. All right, I've got a question here from, I believe it was Kia Butchie.
Yeah.
She wanted to know, what is your favourite mountain to ride?
Gulmarg in Kashmir.
Gulmarg.
Yeah, so that's where I go in Kashmir.
Yeah.
But Kia, if it's for Australia, Hotham is one of my favourite hill for sure. It's kind of a home mountain. I know it really well.
Yeah.
Bulla is great too.
Okay.
When Bulla gets snow, which it rarely gets enough snow, but it's a pretty cool mountain. But I don't know, there's so many places. But I've definitely had the best runs of my life in Kashmir.
Okay.
Yeah, just for the variety of the terrain, just having those massive bowls at the top, and then you get into these really steep trees. And like before you come out of these bowls and you go into like a 500-metre band of birch trees, so the same trees that you get in Japan.
Yeah.
You get these beautiful big old birch trees that you're skiing through, and then after you drop through then you get into these big pine trees, these fir trees that are just like they've been planted for skiing and boarding, and it's really steep terrain and just incredible. Yeah, so I think that the variety of turns you get over there is unreal.
Wow.
Plus you're in this really cool place.
That's insane.
With amazing people. The Kashmiri people are incredible.
Incredible, yeah. So like with the package that you were saying, it was $9,000, I think you said, or whatever. How long are you there for doing that?
It's 12 ski or board days.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So, and then there's a couple of days. We spent a couple of nights on a houseboat down after the trip. There's down in Srinagar, the main city down there. There's a big lake there, and there's houseboats there, and we go and hang out on the houseboats and check out the city and go for a cruise around the houseboat.
And this is all part of it.
That's what. Yeah.
Fuck, that's wicked.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's unreal.
That is unreal.
Yeah.
Don't give it up just yet, Billy.
Oh, I don't know. I might end up just doing private trips here and there, or just going with friends.
Yeah, okay.
I'll still keep going back, whether I'm running the trips or not. But
all right.
I might not go back every year, but I've got so many good friends over there. I'll still keep going back,
Okay,
just
good.
to go skiing for myself. But that's
gonna
part of it. I
say-
just want to stop having to
Work.
and look after everyone else and be worried about that, and just go and have fun, with my wife Natasha and a couple of other friends or whatever, and just go over and have a holiday. And
I'll come. I'm
like the
keen.
good old days, So yeah,
I'd love to check it out.
yeah, no, it's great.
Bring the old man over.
Yeah.
Corv, your fellow Tabarian, Matt Corvin, wanted to know.
Where's he? In WA?
He's in WA right now doing FIFO work for the mines.
Yeah.
And his question, let me just make sure I get this right for him. He just wanted to know, like, what your wildest touring experience has been, like the one that sticks out the most.
Probably one that sticks out the most was again in Kashmir.
Yeah.
And it was a search. It was a touring, but it was a search. It was for a couple of guys that I knew. They'd gone out into the backcountry. This is in the first couple of years I was over there. And I was thinking about going with them. They'd asked me to come, and I saw this storm coming in, like, I reckon that storm might build. And anyhow, they went out. There was 3 of them went out. And anyhow, the storm built. It was a massive storm. And there was no comms. So they just were out there, and it was dumping and windy and whatever, and we didn't know where they were for a couple of days, but I planned to stay out there for a couple of days, and so it was fine. And then one of the ski patrollers there, he rang me up, and he said, can you come up to patrol base? And I wasn't working on patrol, but I was kind of helping them out with stuff, and he showed me on the whiteboard, and it had this message saying, what was it? This is from Idu, which is one of the guys that was out there. Somehow he got this message to a friend in Delhi, and then back to the military in Kashmir, and then to the ski patrol, and it said, guy has broken his leg. If we are not rescued by 1800, we will die. And I was just like, holy fuck. All right. And Idu, he's a really sound guy. Like, he used to, an Israeli guy, and he used to work as a mine fucking diffuser, and he's just really solid. I know him well, and thought, fuck, if he's saying that, that's just serious, So anyhow, so I'll get to the touring part of it. So myself and 2 other local Kashmiri guides said, all right, we better go out and try and find where they were, and we got a bit of a location estimate, and because the military had been informed, they ended up sending the military with us, and it was. Do you know Dad's Army? Are you old enough to know Dad's Army? It's an old TV show anyhow. No. They had the elite military soldiers come and join us. So there was me and 2 other guys, and I think there was 8 of these Kashmir or Indian soldiers dressed all in white in their military gear coming with us.
No way.
They couldn't ski for shit. And they were lovely guys. Most of them were Nepali, and so really good mountain guys and really strong. But not very good skiers. And we ended up skiing down. It was just kind of late in the day, and gone down this valley to another army camp, and then we had to go up this river and then up this other valley to go to where we found the guys, and another 50 or 60 soldiers came with us. So we just had like the 10 guys all dressed in white that were skiing with us, and then we got this other army camp, and then 50 or 60 guys were just packing their way up this other valley to find them, and it was a massive storm. It was avalanches coming down all over the place. I wouldn't do the same thing now. It was crazy to be out where we were in those conditions.
Well,
we got lucky and pulled it off.
Fuck.
And then we found these guys. But we got within a few hundred meters of these. We could see up these little shepherd's huts, and we saw them walking out. Going, "Hey, guy's working all right. What's wrong with him?" And yeah, they we caught up with him, and I said to Ida, I said, "What's with the message that guy's broken his leg, and you guys are going to die if we're not found at 6 o'clock?" I thought you must be hypothermic or your cactus. And he said, "Oh, is that what the message?" He said, "Nah, the message was, guy's dislocated his shoulder. Do not come, or you will die."
Holy
that was the whole Chinese whispers, because it had gone from an Israeli guy to an Indian guy in Delhi to someone in the military to the ski patrol.
Wow.
Just changed the message right around.
Fuck.
But he had dislocated his shoulder and he popped it back in, and it was fine. They'd been perched on this little ridge for a couple of nights with avalanches going all down, so it was pretty gnarly. But
Fucking
just that
hell.
change of message, it was a classic. And then all the soldiers were all cheering and carrying on and just following us. So, yeah, that was a pretty...
So you had 70 lads punching through the hill, big squad of you.
Oh, it was so...
That's insane.
So that's probably my most memorable touring experience.
Fucking there you go, Corv.
But, yeah.
Far out.
So,
he's going to be happy with that one, I think. Far out. That's insane. I can't even imagine classic, 7 lads busting through the snow.
Oh, it was great.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, that's hardcore, man. Sounds insane over there. And so over here, you've been married for how long?
Oh, we haven't
not married,
officially married, but as good as.
You've been
since 2000.
2000, okay.
99, yeah.
Yep. And when
26 years or whatever. Yeah.
When you go and do these things, does Natasha come with you each time?
Mostly, yeah. So she's, as I said before, she's also a veteran ski patroller. She works out at Hotham with us.
Yeah,
that's where we met. We met down at Hotham.
At Hotham, okay.
Yeah. And she's been heavily involved in the Kashmir business for a long time, and she comes over there most years. Yeah, she's only done the Antarctic trip once, but she'll do that again in the near future, I think. So,
yeah. Will you keep doing that? The Antarctic
I'll keep doing that one for the foreseeable future.
That's a bit more of a cushy old man job, that one.
Yeah, and it's just easy. I don't have to. There's no admin I have to do.
Yeah.
During the year for it, I can just
go and guide.
Yeah, I attract a few clients to take down there, and then I look after when I'm down there. But there's all the logistics of leasing the ship and the insurances and the invoicing and all of that. The other company looks after that. So
that's all right.
Yeah, so it's easy. Where the other one, it's just 12 months of the year.
It's all you.
Emails and stuff to organise the other guides. And yeah, so it's all that sort of stuff I just want to leave behind.
And there's a lot of pressure, probably.
60, I told you. So it's time to just chill out and do some other fun stuff.
Fucking hell. Yeah. Keep surfing.
Surf more. That's it.
You want to surf more,
yeah. Yeah. I find it harder and harder each year when I come back to get back in the swing of it.
Yeah.
So it's time to sort of just not have as long a breaks from the ocean, I think.
Yep. All right, so we got another one here. So, the guy that I work for, he sponsors the podcast.
Yep.
And he had a question. He had a specific question. I was chatting to him today, and he really wanted me to ask you the detailed question. This is it.
Sounds hard already.
Where does the sense of extreme adventure come from, and why are you willing to put yourself through such extreme discomfort for a fleeting moment of excitement and joy?
Does he surf?
No. Oh, maybe actually, yeah. Yeah. He wants to understand that, while you're willing to go out and put yourself in such extreme danger and in such intense elements for this thrill, for this rush, where does that come from? Where do you?
I don't know. I think he's. It's not as gnarly as it sounds.
Okay.
What we're doing. It's not. It's like going for a surf,
Yeah.
Mostly. There's risks. You got sharks, or you got avalanches, or wild weather, and big waves, or and there's big waves are surfing, skiing really steep slopes or whatever. But it's all a controlled risk, so it's not that uncomfortable most of the time. You might get caught out in gnarly weather here and there, and you got to bunker down, but it's not extreme risk. Really, what we're doing, and the buzz of it is unreal.
Okay.
If it does get risky and scary and fucking wild, and
it adds to the buzz.
To the buzz.
Yeah.
So you do, the near misses and that, you do come away from that on a bit of a high,
on a bit of a buzz.
But yeah, in general, it's not and especially when you're guiding, you don't want it to get gnarly. If you're out there doing it for yourself with friends,
Yeah.
You might push it a bit more and
Yeah.
get the adrenaline up. But certainly in saying that, I've definitely reeled it right back in the last how many years.
Yeah.
It's been just skiing more for tomorrow than pushing it, and just enjoying it. I don't have to ski as steep or jump off stuff as much anymore. And
Yeah.
I don't know if that really answers it. But
no, that does. I mean, like
it's probably perceived to be gnarlier than what it is.
Okay.
I reckon. Yeah.
Okay, right. I mean, that's kind of leading into what my next question is. Like, how would you say your relationship with risk has kind of changed as you've gotten older and wiser within your kind of ability as a snow guide?
It's probably I've kind of always been not risk adverse, but pretty calculated about it. Yeah. So I've never really just jumped off shit and hoped for the best and whatever. I've always sort of known my limits and but it's definitely eased over the last how many years.
Yeah.
So
like you said, what would you say? Skiing for tomorrow.
Ski for tomorrow.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
So I don't have to push myself as hard to get as much, get the enjoyment out of it or get the rush. You can just go out and just love being where you are and find good turns and hang out with good people and
sweet.
That's enough now.
Oh, epic, Billy. No, I'm very, very stoked to hear about all this finally. I've always heard whispers. We've always had I've asked you brief questions, but it's one of those things you don't really, it's a big ask to sit someone down and ask them for an hour or 2 hours of their time and to pick them apart with every question. So no,
it's good.
Fuck, it's thrilling to hear it. Well, all right. So let's just jump away from snow a little bit.
Have I got time for a pee?
Yeah. Let's go. All right. Quick break. We'll be back. This podcast is brought to you by Looply. Looply is a web development company based in Wollongong, specialised in helping trades and service-based businesses scale. They do crazy websites, back-end sales systems, and can help you get more customers from Google. If you need help or want to speak with a company that knows how to create trust and attention online, use the link in the show description and don't forget to mention Still Noise Podcast to access exclusive discounts and offers. That's Looply, Loopli. Now back to the show. So we've gotten pretty in depth about the whole kind of touring and your life as a guide and as doing ski patrol and things like that. So I'm not sure where I got this information from, but I spoke to someone years ago and they told me to mention Meredith Music Festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What was your involvement with that?
Funny you say that because the guy who started, or one of the three guys who started Meredith Music Festival, he's turning up at my place tomorrow.
No way.
Yeah, because he turned 60 a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
We've been good mates since he did a season at Hotham in probably 1990.
Yeah.
89, I think. He did a season there. He's from Torquay.
Yeah.
And we became mates. And that was, I can't remember what year Meredith started, but we became mates then. I actually lived with him down in Torquay for a while. And so when in the early days of Meredith, when they were setting it up, and we used to go and camp out on the property and just help him do everything you need to do to get a festival up and running. So just building fences or building the stage or whatever. So did that for many years.
Yeah.
We just go down there and live on the farm and help get the festival up and running.
Yeah.
So since whenever that was. So that was the initial involvement. And then when myself and Natasha started dating, took her along, and she ended up being the first camp cook for all the staff. So
no way.
When it was just all the lads would go there and have a barbie every night, in the weeks leading up to the festival, we were working away. And then Natasha came along and she ended up cooking on the camp up on the fire. There was only, I don't know, half a dozen, or it gradually built as you got close to the festival. maybe 10 or a dozen of us, and she was just cooking for us all on the fire, which was a nice change from just having a barbie every night. She was in the camp oven cooking curries and pastas and whatever. So then after several years, Natasha's just resigned last year. She's been one of the head managers of the festival for the last, I don't know, maybe it's 10 years.
Right.
Looking after a whole big department of the festival. And
it's huge now, right?
Yeah. So now it's 15,000 people camping for a couple of nights and 3 days of music. And it's great. Awesome. You have me?
I haven't been to Meredith.
It's about the best festival.
Where is it?
It's between Geelong and Ballarat.
Yeah. I was going to say it's somewhere down in Bicco.
It's all no commercial sponsors, BYO, everything.
Sweet.
Great. Just one stage, really good music, lots of different bands. And,
they get big acts, right?
Yeah.
No,
it's a great festival. So, been going forever.
Yeah.
Just because met the guy who started it and became really good mates.
Yeah, become a mate.
Yeah, he's here tomorrow.
Wow.
He turns up tomorrow with his wife. And
yeah, that's wicked.
So, yeah.
And you still going?
Yeah. Kind of.
He's still running it?
Yeah. He still runs it. So now they do Meredith and Golden Plains. So there's two festivals a year on the same property, run by the same people, same format. So I still go. We still got lots of our crusty old mates still go every year. There's a zone in the campsite where it's pretty much reserved for this gang that have been going forever, and everyone just keeps going back.
Fuck, that's wicked.
I'll be going this year for sure.
When is it?
So Meredith's in the first or the second weekend of December.
Okay.
And then Golden Plains is the first weekend of March, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And is Natasha the director?
No, well, she's one of the, so they have so my mate, who's Peely is turning up tomorrow. Him and another guy are the owners of it, and Chris, the three of them that are the owners of the festival.
Yeah.
And the biggest bosses, but they've got a leadership
team underneath.
Of 6 of them that pretty much run the festival for them, and they all have different portfolios that they manage. And Natasha's been in charge of the whole public safety portfolio and all of this. So looking after all the medical centre and the emergency services and all of that. So she pretty much transferred a lot of the ski patrol operations into the festival, as far as they have little huts all around the festival, which are manned 24 hours a day, and they're the eyes and ears for emergency services, or just helping people out if they can't find their tent because they're too off their head or whatever, but they're there if there's a fire or a medical emergency or whatever. So kind of do all the ski patrol operations in a festival.
Wow.
That was something that she set up, and then she manages all the risks involved with running a festival, whether it's a weather event or crowd surging stuff or whatever it is. So
wow, crazy.
She's just stepped down from that.
She stepped down again.
Yeah, only earlier. This time last year, basically.
Right.
Yeah. We're moving into semi-retirement mode, mate.
Yeah, 60, man. Ease up, pull up.
But Meredith, no, it's great. It's you should go.
No,
definitely.
I would like to.
Amazing vibe.
Is it kind of like? Is it pretty family like, or?
Oh no, it's the main crowds. I'd say it's initially, it started as a group of uni friends, bands in the back of a truck on a mate's property, and it's still on the same property. And so the uni crowd has been the main,
so it's
demographic,
young crowd,
but people have got old with Meredith. Like it's not one that. There's lots of people that have just been going for 20 years or 30 years like us or whatever, and so there's all different demographics. Not many families with kids and stuff.
No.
There's a few kids running around, but it's more just interesting.
Yeah, I got to start.
There's a few crew from here that go down every year.
Really? Who goes down?
Bryce and Rosie, Rosie Riddick.
Oh yeah,
they're involved. They work down there every year, and there's a few other crew that I know that go down and every now and then.
Yeah, sweet. Because I wonder if it might have even been Bryce that mentioned it.
Was it? Yeah.
That said, ask him about Meredith Music Festival.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, they've been working there for a while now. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, sweet. Well, we just discussed before, we're having a look through a little slideshow of some of your photos, and you said you had a
Oh
pretty
yeah.
crazy experience through COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, COVID was. I don't know if it's I don't want to trigger anyone by talking about COVID,
No,
but
fuck, doesn't matter.
it was pretty. Yeah, we had
Nothing's
a
too sensitive around here, mate.
pretty easy run with COVID. So the way it all first started, it started when we were in Kashmir, or it was just kicking off. But for a couple of years there, I was going from Kashmir to the Maldives on my way home just to thaw out a bit. And
Yeah.
I was going. Somehow I got invited to this. It's a medical, one of those junkets for medical professionals, and they've invited off on tax, and they go and stay at Pasta Point and call it a medical conference, and then
Yeah.
anyway, I got an invite to that somehow, and so I went for a couple of years over there for this conference. It's kind of only for a week, but I booked in for 2 weeks, and I got Natasha to fly over after Meredith, after Golden Plains, to come and meet me there, and to stay for another week with her. And then anyhow, COVID started. All the medical professionals and others, they had flights with Singapore, and they got out that day, and we had Air Asia flights booked for the next day. And then anyhow, bang, the flights got cancelled. And then probably 5 days later, end up being myself and Natasha and one other Russian surfer, and then about 200 staff left on the island where Pasta Point is,
Yeah.
and got stuck there for a month.
Wow.
The 2 weeks that we were scheduled to be there, the waves were so-so, kind of, average. As soon as we got stuck, it just pumped, and it was the three of us and one local surf guide, and just stuck on Pasta Point, and had great waves. Ended up getting sick of the wave actually, because we couldn't get over. We'd get over to Sultans and that for the first couple of weeks, but then after that they got really strict.
They shut it down.
Island.
Yeah.
Pasta's great wave,
Yeah.
but it's a bit too mechanical. It gets a bit
Yeah.
boring. It's not like So I've got. I don't want to go back really.
Yeah, you've done it.
Yeah, I've kind of
You've
done
ticked
it.
that well off the list.
But
yeah.
no, it was. It was a bit of an amazing experience for COVID, and then
Yeah.
a month there, so great waves, and then came back and did our 2 weeks in the Crown in Melbourne.
Oh yeah. Fully. And so how did you get out of there in a month? Did they let flights out, or what was
so they stopped all the flights in and out of the Maldives for a month, and then a flight came up. They're doing these repatriation flights, not to specific countries, but just to get people out of there. So a flight came up, cost a fortune to get home.
Yeah.
But then flew to Qatar and then to Australia.
Yeah.
And
you were saying you were there with 200 staff. Are you still copping the Maldives treatment? Like, are they cooking for you? Are you?
Because on that island, that resort, it's because they had a lot of their executive staff there. They were still doing the nice, a scaled back version of what they normally do. So we were still getting really good food, and they were amazing. The company was great what they were doing for their staff. They were getting all the staff home that they could get home, whether they were locals or, to Sri Lanka or wherever. They were getting them all home as soon as they could. But the ones that couldn't get home for whatever reasons, they looked after them so well. It was quite impressive actually.
Well, cool.
One of these Club Med style resorts, the way they looked after their staff, and they always had staff things going on and parties and clean the reef days that we got involved in, and it was really cool. It was cool to see a company like that, how much so we're looking after their
put
staff
themselves out for the staff. Yeah. And so did you, once you got stuck there for a month, obviously you were forced to stay there, did you then have to fork out the coin to pay for that extra time staying? Or
we did. We had to pay, but not what you'd normally pay for.
No, you just had to pay like a much
something just to cover our expenses or whatever. A bit
yeah.
More. So
yeah. Because I was going to say, you get stuck there, and they're like, all right, come on, top dollar, you're stuck here, cough it up, or you're not feeding you.
They're pretty good. And the company, the surf company that looks after the surfers' bookings over there, they were really good to us too. So it was great.
Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good way to do it. And then, I guess been doing Hotham now for how many years did you say?
1987 or 8. So nearly 40 years, 38 years or something.
And you're going to keep doing that indefinitely?
I'll keep going back. I don't know how much longer I've got left in my current role.
Yeah.
I'll step down from that. I'm just doing it year by year at the moment. I might be it after this year. I might do another one.
There you go.
But and basically to free up more time to stay here.
Yeah.
I love the job down there. Work with awesome bunch of people, and it's a really good, fun job, and that's really cool. But I leave here in mid-May or late May each year, and I don't come back until October. And this year, I won't. As soon as I get home, I head off to Chile and Antarctica. So I won't be back until middle of November. So just having that 6-month break, I'm done with that. So I'm pretty keen to change things a bit. I still might just go down and be a regular patroller part-time or something in the peak season. And I'll still keep going down there and skiing and hanging out with friends. But I want to sort of wind it back.
With Chile, are you going to go and do the same thing, guiding there? Or?
So going this year to do something I've been wanting to do for several years now, and that's go and ski the volcanoes in Chile.
Oh, wow.
It's become a bit of a thing. So down on the Chilean coastline, there's you got the Andes, but then just between the Andes and the coastline, you got all these crazy volcanoes, 3,000 metre high volcanoes, or taller, I think, some of them. So you can drive from town to town and then just ski tour up these volcanoes and ski them, and you can go and do one day and then drive to somewhere else and go to another volcano. So I've got a group of clients that are taking over there this year and hooking up with an Argentinian mountain guide friend, and going to do that. So that'll be cool. I'll do that for a couple of weeks before going on the Antarctic trip.
Okay, yeah.
So,
And this is the first time doing that?
Yeah.
First time to South America, or?
No, so I go to for the Antarctic trip every year. Fly to Buenos Aires in Argentina and skied several areas in Patagonia.
Yeah, okay.
And then either before or after the Antarctic trip, but it's my first time in Chile.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
I was looking at going surfing before the trip. It's too cold. Chile's too cold.
It's pretty cold.
At that time of year, and it's
middle of winter.
If I hadn't been surfing for 5 months, putting on a 5'4" ready or whatever you need to. So
it's doable. We did it.
Yeah.
I went middle of winter.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
probably
hard.
Surf fit though. If I haven't surfed for 6 months, I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't want to put on a wetty that stiff.
No.
I'm starting to look at it.
No,
I was going, I think I might
if you're not
fly
feeling surf fit, it'd be pretty punishing.
Yeah. Go to northern Peru. I think the water's really
it warms up heaps. Yeah, boardies up there.
Yeah. So actually, I have to talk to you more about that zone.
Yeah, I got some zones up there.
Yeah.
Well, another thing, I have memories. So obviously that pretty horrific summer we had with the bushfires, and there's some iconic photos floating around of you dug out a sand cave down on the beach, and when everyone evacuated, you went and bunkered down on the sand at Tabari Beach.
Yeah, it's a classic shot, from Dino. Just happened to be down there. There was quite a few Tabari crew that headed to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the second, there was the 2 fires that came through.
Yeah.
So there was one in, I don't know, like the 5th of December or something.
And then there was the
came from the south.
Yeah.
And hit, up near Pato's place and all that. They came up in there and
come up behind.
Was nearly going to smash the town. And then the wind just went east enough that the firefighters, because they'd all taken cover, they were able to come in and deflect the fire around the back of the houses and behind Vince's and all that and across the highway. And we thought we were kind of in the clear then because that all been burnt out and that was one of the most threatening.
Yeah.
But then it was the 4th of Jan. Remember that because Natasha's birthday is the 5th. And then it came from the other direction. So it came from the northwest. And when the first fire hit, I'd never really been around the bushfires before because I'd always been overseas in summer, skiing in Europe or North America or Kashmir or whatever. So I didn't know what to do. I was a bit freaked out by it. So the first time when the fires came, we just, fuck this, let's get out of here. And we just drove into a friend's place in town and stayed in town. But then we were stuck in town for a week after the fires went through. Couldn't get home and didn't know what had gone on down there. And so when we kind of half suspected it was going to happen again. So we had 4 weeks to prepare, and then when it came the second time, we're like, all right, we've got this time, and drove our car around to the caravan park and parked it in the middle of the grass there where it was kind of not as exposed, and paddled the canoe down and took dry bags down and other bags with like our special computer and stuff and whatnot, and buried them in the sand. I took a tarp down and thought, we'll just hang out on the beach. And I'd sussed it out a couple of days before where the tide was. I'd looked at the tide, where it had been getting to and what the tides are doing. And I think the day before I went down actually and started digging this bunker. So I started digging it at the high tide mark.
Yeah.
And then went down and finished it off that day. So it was right on the high tide mark. If you look closely at that photo, you can see just where the water's just seeping in.
Yeah.
And just dug the bunker there and got this old heavy duty tarp and thought we'll just throw that over the top of us, and if that's not working, we'll just jump in the water.
Yeah.
And anyhow, I went down that morning. Were you here then?
I was here, yeah.
Yeah. So like that morning, it was just blowing light northeast, and it was kind of mellow. It wasn't that hot, and it's just like, it's just a non-event. We were just down there and it was tiny rise, and we were just surfing this mal just out the front in Dummies Bay there, and I was not getting that hot, and I fell asleep, and then Natasha woke me up and she's gone, look at this, and you could just see this smoke cloud out the back here, just building and building. We're just like, holy shit. And, that's funny because there's no comms because all the towers were down and all that. And we knew there was a southerly coming, but you couldn't track it because there was no comms, and you couldn't ring anyone. You couldn't look on the weather stations or anything. So we're just looking down the coast going, it looks like there's a southerly out there, and the smoke's over there. I'm just going, what's going to get here first?
Yeah.
The fire got to the bridge at Tabari.
Yeah.
And started burning up around, the hook and house and all that. And
got close. That's close.
To there, to there. And I even had jumped the south side of the river, lake, and then the southerly just hit with a vengeance. Yeah. And it was all good. But we were all ready to jump into the bunker if we had to, but it didn't have to in the end.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was felt the first time I was just like, I don't know, I got no idea about fires, and but by then we'd sort of seen enough. We can pull this off.
We can do this.
Yeah. But fortunately, didn't have to test it out. But anyhow,
fully. I think
it would have worked.
That southerly hit and started pushing it up towards here.
That's right.
And everyone started panicking here. Everyone's like,
all
shit.
the people on wheelbarrow and Noel and all those crew, that's when they got hammered, So
everyone's kind of like, the Bavarians like, whew, and then everyone this way is like, oh shit, it's coming to us now.
Yeah.
It's fucking hectic, hey? Sure. Yeah. So, you were going to, we were talking about maybe doing this yesterday, but you've been down at a buddy's place. You've been down at a buddy's place doing a bit of work on your car. What happened there?
Well,
actually, firstly, how long have you been growing those dreads for? Be honest.
That trip that I mentioned in New Zealand when I was doing my apprenticeship, 1986.
Yeah.
It was.
Haven't had a haircut since.
Went to New Zealand and I didn't take a comb, and it just started, and so it's been since then. I haven't had a haircut. I haven't had an official haircut, but some drunk friends and others have cut a couple off over the years. And now it's all just fallen out. So it's been very low maintenance.
Sorry, go on about the car story.
So the car, so I should have learnt by now, but I went for a rego check for a roadworthy, and there was a big hole of rust that they spotted, and down in the foot pan. And the reason for the rust hole is because that's where my head fucking drips to after I've had a surf, and the salt water just drips down there, and it just rusted out like nothing else. But a couple of years ago, they told me I had to get a new driver's seat because the seat mount itself all rusted out. I didn't notice it.
Because you're just flicking over behind you.
Flick it off to the side. Yeah. And just dripping down onto the seat mount. And the whole seat had rusted out. I didn't even notice. So, and so I had to get a new seat. And then, yesterday, fortunately, Shawnee Shivers is the man. Yeah. He welded a big square tube in there and some plate and fixed it up. But I was saying to Natasha last night, I'm going like, oh, next I'm going to get a new van at some point.
Yeah.
And when I get a new van, I'm either going to cut my hair off because it's done at every car. Now I look back on it, every car's been the same.
So you just got a big fucking 100 mil bit of ropes sitting between your legs. That's
yeah,
why.
it's just dripping. So I'm either going to cut my hair off or I've thought about I'm going to get a turban. Get a turban and learn how to tie a turban, like get a chamois turban or something and learn how to tie a turban and do that. Cause,
get one of them rasta things, the big rasta.
Yeah,
rasta
I used to wear one of them years ago.
Yeah.
But I think a turban's ago. I'm just, yeah.
Fuck. That's so good.
So if you see me driving around in a fancy van and have a look, I'll have a turban.
It's because you're wearing a turban.
I'll have no dreads.
Yeah. Well, you reckon you would cut them off?
Yeah.
Do you reckon you will one day?
Yeah, I came close. A long time ago now, 15 years ago. I was going to do a big fundraiser.
Yeah.
Down the snow, but it worked out we're going to raise too much money. And all these government regulations kicked in because I wanted to send all the money to Kashmir and all that. But there was lots of hoops that had to be jumped through. And there was, I was mates with the guys who started November.
Yeah.
And they did this big marketing campaign and posters and all this, and we're all ready to go. And then just
fucking went too big.
It was going to make too much money because the ski industry folks were going to donate all this stuff to the auction night that we're going to have and all that. And then that didn't happen, so I took the wind out of my sails and just been like,
oh, well, fuck it. I may as well. I've come this far, then as well keep going.
Just let them naturally fall out now. So,
yeah, sweet, Billy. Well, what are you fired up on at the moment? What's coming up? What's getting you psyched?
Well, this week's going to be fun with a group of friends. So I've got my mate who started Meredith and a couple other friends coming up from Torquay, 3 couples down that way, all coming up to hang out for a week. So that's going to be really good fun. Yeah. So if you see us, out there, there's a group of people that you don't normally see. That's gangs that have come up to hang out.
Don't drop in on you.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. And then the trip to Chile, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah,
that sounds wicked.
Yeah, that to go and do that. The Antarctic trip's always mind blowing, but to go and do something new.
What time of the year do that? Did you say
October?
November. It was. Yep.
So the Chilean trip's going to be pretty cool. And then after that, I don't know. We've got lots of ideas, different places we want to go to and go skiing and surfing and climbing. And I'm kind of just looking forward to not having my schedule as locked in as it currently is.
Yeah, winding back a bit.
Yeah, and just doing stuff and just doing spur of the moment trips here and there.
Unreal, mate.
So now I'm just looking forward to just being able to say, all right, the weather's crap here, or go somewhere else, or just take off for a week somewhere, and like I used to do more often. Yeah. But now,
strike missions rather than locking in.
Yeah. Now with running the business, we've always had to be on. Yeah. But just having more time just to go and do whatever, just take off and do stuff. And
yeah. Well, I'll have to, once I jump through this next stage of my life and get a bit more stable, I might have to come and chase you up for one of these Kashmir trips, mate.
Yeah, totally, mate.
Get the chew and
it'd be fun to do a private, trip.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to just do something like that. I've only really done snowboarding here and a little bit in Japan, but I'd love to just go, just somewhere like that would be a place that you wouldn't go other than having an opportunity like that. Like you wouldn't just go and visit somewhere like that. I wouldn't think.
Nah, for sure. And the whole cultural experience over there is.
Yeah, the whole experience sounds pretty amazing. So that's something I'll have to follow up on in the next couple of years if you're still swinging.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. It's good.
Sweet, Billy.
I don't know.
Cruising.
I must say, Patagonia has been looking after me for several years now. I don't know how many years, maybe 10.
Yeah. They still are?
And that's, and they're great. I was really fortunate years ago to get hooked up with Quicksilver. Yeah. I was with them for 20-something years. But then the last probably 10 years, Patagonia have been looking after me, and I'm ambassador for them, which is it's unreal to be hooked up with such a company with their ethics. And such quality gear, and the company ethics are just way better than mine.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're unreal. So
Yeah.
been loving that.
Fuck.
Being a part of their family. It's been really,
That's epic. Yeah.
really cool. And just meeting some of the crew that are inspiring that they work closely with and all that.
Yep. Are you doing any sort of like campaigns or any sort of projects for them or anything, or they're just helping you
there's
out?
always the opportunity to, and that's something now that I'll have more time on my hands.
You'd like to maybe
be able to, put forward some ideas for trips and go and do things. And there's going to be more scope for that now that I've got more time for it. So, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Unreal, mate.
Right.
All right, Billy. Well, I reckon I've taken up about enough of your time.
Is it? How long have we been going?
7:30 according to the clock.
Oh yeah.
So
no, it's been great, mate.
Yeah, but no, I appreciate you coming on, mate. I've been hanging out for this one.
No, sorry, I was being hard to track down.
It's all right.
But no, it's been great, mate.
It's all right, brother. And mate, it's hard to put on someone a few days before and expect them to come in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was stoked that I got you as quick as I did.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Track you down. You've been a busy man.
That's good. Who you got next?
Don't know yet. I mean, I've got a whole list of people.
Yeah.
There's so many. Like, as you know, living around here, there's so many.
Oh, totally.
There's just this town is just a boiling pot for absolute freaks.
Yeah.
Like in good, bad, crazy, every kind of way. There's just freaks in every corner you look around here. So it's just like it's just endless. It's like a smorgasbord of just lunatics.
Yeah.
So it's unreal. There's just so many people. Like, wouldn't mind having a chat with our mate Jace Harper. Remember we were out in the surf that day and we were all talking.
Yeah.
He'd be cool to get on there and just completely dive into something completely different.
Yeah.
Chinese medicine.
Oh, he's the master.
I know.
I always wrote Jace off as a witch doctor. I was not really into Chinese medicine and that for a long time. I had an ongoing back issue for years and years from a ski injury 100 years ago, and it was every year it knocked me out, and I was, I'd be on the floor for a week and couldn't do this and do it, and everyone's going, go and see Jason. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And anyhow, it's probably 3 years ago now. I finally went and saw him.
Yeah.
He did 2 treatments. Since then, I have not had that issue once, and I used to get like at least 5 times a year, and I'd be on the ground. I'd be out of action for a while.
No way.
Ever since those treatments, I haven't had the problem once. So yeah.
I'm going to get him in here and pick his brain about figure out what he's doing.
Yeah. No, he's the master.
Yeah, epic, Billy. So when did you say you're jetting off again? Pretty soon,
week
right?
After next.
Yeah.
Week after next, I'm down to Hotham.
Do you have a place down there? Or?
Yeah. Get an apartment with my role.
With the work, okay. You don't.
We bought a place down there.
Oh, you did buy a place. Okay, yep.
Yeah, just a small little apartment, but in a really old building, but killer views and right there in the village. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I got to get down there as well. I haven't been to Hotham yet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I've only just really opened up
at the top.
Yeah,
and then you ski down to most of the runs.
That's crazy.
So you just get these great views, sunrise and sunset views, and
that's insane. I've never been there, and I'd like to check it out. I've only really just opened up the snowboarding campaign. Like I've only done I've done like 4 or 5 seasons back to back now, and I'm hooked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm hooked.
Yeah, it's great.
I think the next thing is getting a split board. I've just been using the shoes. The boys go on the split boards, and I just crunch along in the shoes.
Totally get the split, mate. You won't go back for sure.
Yeah, I heard once you get a split board, it's a whole.
Especially if you start ski touring in deep snow, you can get away with shoes when it's firm snow and you're not sinking too much. But if you're in deep powder, you need it.
You need this, yeah. So that'll be next, but I don't know. I don't know how this year's looking with me bung knee. If I'll be
right, mate. Yeah,
might get a bit of late season maybe.
Yeah.
See how we go.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, cheers, Billy. All right, mate. Well, good luck with the next chapter, and thanks for coming on. Appreciate you.
No, it's been great.
Thanks for having a beer with me.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Good on you, Billy. All right, mate. See you in the water once I can get back on my feet.
All right, good on you. I'll try and get a couple for you tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Okay. Rub it in, mate. Good on you. There.